What up, lovely people? This your boy, Bradford Lassiter, aka Big Brad the Rock, and this is pretty much that time of the year. This is a video where I pretty much run down through all my movie anticipations for 2016. These are the movies that I'm most excited about. No, there probably are some movies that either are not on this list or I haven't heard of yet, and there could be some gems that now fly under my radar and surprise me and probably end up in my top 10 or best of the year by the end of the year. But hey, that's what gems are. They're supposed to be surprising, come out of nowhere and just slap you in the face. But these are the movies that I'm most looking forward to, and it's quite a lot. So without further ado, here they are.
Now let's start with the animated movies. Kung Fu Panda 3, which is coming up very soon. Now, I'm not saying I'm a huge fan of the Kung Fu Panda movies, but I'm very fond of them, and I did enjoy the first two movies. But after the way the second film ended, I was very, very curious about what the third film would be like, and it's been a while, so finally we got a third Kung Fu Panda movie. But the thing that concerns me the most is the fact that this movie, it is in January, and we all know January is the dumping ground for bad movies, so that gives me a little skepticism, but hey, I guess we'll see. This film may surprise us. Then there's Zootopia. Now, Disney's track record has been very, very good. From Tangled, to Wreck-It Ralph, to Frozen, to Big Hero 6. Now, when I first heard about Zootopia, I wasn't too excited about it. But as I saw more of the trailers, and especially that recent trailer, it kind of got me more interested. And especially that one trailer with the sloth. Every time I see that trailer, it just puts a big smile on my face and laughs. So, you know. So Zootopia is definitely one that I'm kind of looking forward to. Then next we got Angry Birds. Now, this seems like a shameless cash grab, but in a world where a Lego movie works, anything is possible. So I guess I'll give Angry Birds the benefit of the doubt. And plus the voice cast looks very promising, and this looks like a pretty fun movie. So you never know. It seems like a shameless cash grab, but hey, this could be good. Then we got the long-awaited sequel to Finding Nemo, Finding Dory. I'm just kidding, it's not the long-awaited. We've wanted The Incredibles too. But nonetheless, I guess until then, Finding Dory will do. And this does seem like a pretty good movie. You know, the premise of the movie is Dory finding her parents, so that you could pretty much do a lot with that, so we'll see. And all the original voice cast returns for this movie. We got Ellen DeGeneres returning as Dory. So this is definitely this is probably my number one animated movie that I am most looking forward to. Then we got Sausage Party, which is a Seth Rogen and crew type animated movie, and this is pretty much getting a hard R. And the plot sounds ridiculous, but hey, I'm on for the ride. It's about these live sausages trying to make it for a New Year's Eve party or something. Which, again, seems ridiculous, but you never know. This could be a really laugh fest, so I guess we'll have to see. And then last of the animated movies, my second animated movie that I'm most looking forward to is also a Disney film, and that is Mona, to which she is the first Hawaiian princess. Now, I'm all for diversity, especially since Disney is bringing a lot more diversity to their Disney princesses, with Mulan and Princess Tiana from Princess and the Frog. So I'm definitely curious about this movie and see the success it has and see where it goes. And now on to the live action movies. And first up is the new Michael Bay film, 13 Hours. And now, when I first saw this film, I couldn't help but get a Transformers vibe from it, but since this isn't Transformers, I'm definitely excited that this is a Michael Bay movie that is not Transformers. And the last film that I truly loved from Michael Bay was Pain & Gain. Though it still has its flaws of a Michael Bay film, but I still was very pleased with it nonetheless. So 13 Hours, I'm definitely looking forward to it, and could this be the return of the Michael Bay we know and love from The Rock, from back in the 90s? Next up, Deadpool. This is a comic book film that everyone has been waiting for, and it has been waiting to get the proper treatment that it deserves than that abysmal treatment it got in X-Men Origins Wolverine. And the marketing for this film has been pure genius, and this looks definitely like a fun movie, especially since they're definitely going for the hard R, so that also gives me even more excited for this film. Ryan Reynolds, he returns as the title character, and I just can't wait. This is definitely the first of my most anticipated that I'm looking forward to. Then next up, we got the third Divergent film, Allegiant. Now, I was very fond of the first Divergent film. Divergent is one of those film series that, well, I'm not too over the moon by them, but I'm into the mythology and the world they set up around it. And by the time they got to the second film, now I'll admit by the second film I actually liked, but then as time go on and I let the movie sink in with me, it's like, yeah. And Legion, while it does looks a little better than the first two, but it does look like it's just more of the same. So I guess we'll see. But I'll remain optimistic and see where we go. And of course, the second most anticipated film that I'm looking forward to, that we run into, is Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. Now, there's a lot of controversy around this film. Now, we all love the trailer that came out of Comic-Con. And then, of course, we had that recent trailer that gave away more about the movie than you really needed to know. But this is Warner Brothers' second attempt at a DC cinematic universe. And it's the first time we see Batman and Superman on screen together, and I can't wait to see Ben Affleck as Batman, and I can't wait to see more of the Man of Steel universe and pretty much see where we go with the Justice League and just to see how they set this universe up. So I'm definitely looking forward to this. Next up, Barbershop 3. When I first heard about this, I was like, that is interesting, but yet unneeded. But one of my favorite Ice Cube films is Barbershop. So again, I love the first film. The second film, not the worst thing I've seen, but it'll definitely be fun to revisit these characters after all these years, and just can't wait to see what this movie has in store. Next up, everyone was talking about this film at D23, and that is the live-action Jungle Book. And I saw the trailer, and I was hooked, and I just cannot wait to see it and how they handle it. And it's just people were saying that this was all shot on a studio lot and not in an actual jungle, but it just, I'm sorry, it's definitely one of my most anticipated. So yeah. And then, of course, we got this little movie that comes out in May, preferably the weekend of my birthday. It's called Captain America: Civil War. It's about Iron Man and Captain America, and, they're beefing for some reason, preferably over Captain America's Steve Rogers' best friend, Bucky Barnes, a.k.a. the Winter Soldier. And then we got all these other heroes coming back, particularly from other films. What makes your question, is this still a Captain America movie? Or is this just Avengers 2.5? I guess we'll see. And of course, this is one of my most anticipated of the year. Of course, I absolutely can't wait for this movie, especially after Avengers: Age of Ultron and Captain America: Winter Soldier. The Russo brothers returned in this film after their fantastic job in Winter Soldier, so I just can't wait to see their style brought to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Next up is a sequel to a movie that surprised me and that I was very fond of, and that is Neighbors 2. And Chloe Grace Moretz, she is part of a sorority in this film, and so Seth Rogen and Zac Efron, they have to team up and, pretty much just go against her. So, looks like pretty fun comedy. So, we all remember at the end of X-Men: Days of Future Past, we had Un Sabah Noir. That is Apocalypse. So X-Men Apocalypse is definitely one of my most anticipated of the year. I can't wait to see this movie, and we're going back to the first class cast in this movie, not any of the future cast, but it'll be good to see another story that's just about them, and to see Apocalypse finally get the cinematic treatment, though the pictures that we've seen remind us of Ivan Ooze, but they fixed that and changed their mind. So, X-Men Apocalypse. Definitely can't wait to see that. I'm an X-Men fan, so. Next up, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. Now, if you see me on
y'all got jokes, huh?
Perfect movie, but I thought it was a fun movie. So I saw that trailer, I was kind of torn apart. Stuff about all
Why are we going with the turtles? When something bad happens, you want to be with the turtles!
Next up, we have a very controversial film called Ghostbusters. From being an all-female cast and Paul Feig directing, so we don't know what to expect for this film. We haven't seen the trailer, so who knows? But I'll be there when this movie comes out. So. Another film that I'm looking forward to is another Star-type movie, not Star Wars, but Star Trek. And because its recent trailer is also very controversial, but I don't care what anyone says. I like this movie, and I've never really been a Star Trek fan until J.J. Abrams directed the first two, and this movie looks pretty fun, especially directed by Justin Lin, who directed the last couple of Fast and Furious movies before 7. So Star Trek Beyond, I'm looking forward to this movie. Now, my number one most anticipated movie of the year, more than Batman v Superman, is not Star Wars Rogue One, but we'll get to that later. But it's actually Suicide Squad. And this is my number one most anticipated because it's absolutely different. We see the Joker played by Jared Leto. You know, it's like the first time we've seen the Joker get the cinematic treatment for the first time since Heath Ledger's Joker. God rest his soul. And it is the first time we get the cinematic treatment of Harley Quinn played by the beautiful Margot Robbie. And I cannot wait to see her portrayal of her. And then we also get all these other villains that no one knows about, but they seem cool and just it's pretty much kind of like DC's answer to Guardians of the Galaxy. It's a bunch of characters we have nothing about, and it's an all-villain movie. So I just cannot wait to see this movie. This movie looks promising. Next up, we got Gambit. I don't even know if this movie is going to come out or not, but I don't know. And I heard at one point Channing Tatum is supposed to play Gambit, but I don't know. I actually thought Taylor Kitsch wasn't that bad as Gambit in X-Men Origins Wolverine. Then we got the second film that Marvel is putting out, and that is Doctor Strange. And the title character he's going to be played by Benedict Cumberbatch, to which I thought, perfect choice. Now I will say, like, this movie has been trying to get off the ground for a while. Joaquin Phoenix was going to play Doctor Strange, but then that didn't fall through. But nonetheless, after seeing Ant-Man and the teasers to this movie, I'm kind of excited. I'm really excited to see this movie, you know? And pretty much at this point, I guess Marvel could really do no wrong. Though they have done wrong, but it's not bad wrong, though. So Doctor Strange, definitely something I'm looking forward to. Now, I am a big fan of Harry Potter, but when I heard about this movie called Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, is set like decades before Harry Potter was even born or whatever, or the events in Harry Potter, I was like, I don't really know about this one. I mean, like a Harry Potter movie that doesn't have Harry Potter. I mean, I don't know. Especially characters that aren't related to anyone from the Harry Potter movies. Like, it's just, I don't know. Then I saw the trailer and I was like, still wasn't like that impressed. But you know, this movie could surprise me. And Eddie Redmayne, he's on a roll right now, and I liked him in everything he's in. Except for Jupiter Ascending, that movie notwithstanding. Please come and see my movie, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Fight Them. I have an Oscar for God's sake! So please, come and see my movie. I couldn't resist, I'm sorry. This could be the year where good video game movies finally get off the ground, and that is Assassin's Creed. I'm not going to talk about Warcraft. I am aware that movie's coming out, but I'm just not that interested in the movie because I never played the game World of Warcraft. I'm not interested in World of Warcraft and probably will never play World of Warcraft. It seems like a fun game, but probably just not for me. I don't know. But the video game movie that I'm most excited for is Assassin's Creed because I actually played Assassin's Creed and that game is badass. And I just cannot wait to see that movie, especially since they announced that Michael Fassbender is going to be playing the characters in the film, the main character. So, Assassin's Creed, I'm definitely looking forward to that one. This could be the movie that pretty much starts a renaissance of good video game movies. And then finally, Star Wars Rogue One, otherwise known as Rogue One, a Star Wars story, which is pretty much it's set after the events of Star Wars Episode 4, New Hope, and it's about these group of soldiers that has to retrieve the plans to the Death Star and has to, destroy it. So this does look like a pretty promising and fun movie, especially with a stellar cast. And this movie will definitely pretty much kill time until Star Wars Episode 8, which does come out like months after Rogue One, because Rogue One is going to come out around this time next year, which is pretty much a year after The Force Awakens, and then May of the following year, Episode 8. So I definitely can't wait. We're getting a Star Wars movie every year, and that pretty much woke the Star Wars fan in me. I just can't wait. So,
and those are the movies that I'm most excited about for 2016. And those are the movies that I'm most excited about for 2016. And that's quite a lot of films, especially for the comic book films. Like, we are stacked from Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, Gambit, X-Men Apocalypse, Deadpool. Like, there's so many. Most of those could end up on my list. We don't know yet, but we'll see. I'm very curious about Star Wars Rogue One. Are you excited for these movies? Which movies are you most excited about? Let me know in the comment section below. But that's it for the day. If you like what you see, subscribe to this channel, subscribe to my other channel. The links are in the description below. And be sure to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Movie Pilot, and Periscope. Peace.